Oh. Sorry. Jesus, you really have to pay attention on these roads. Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. So this is gonna be a short one. I got new boots for the bike this week. We got the new Michelin Road 6, and my dad and a few friends, and obviously I looked in some forums. They spoke very highly of it. I thought I'll get a pair. I actually got them at quite a good deal in Portugal before I got here, so that also really helps. This bike, it's only got, I mean, just under 3,000 miles. It came with the Bridgestone Battlax S22, I think, and I mean they were fine. They did a good job. The problem is that the version of the Battlax that comes with this bike, it's different from what you actually get at the shop. I don't know if it's rumors or if it's actually true, but they don't last very long. that's the end of it. I didn't drive very hard. I mean, as you know, I did a trip to Scotland a few months ago, and you know, I got back and they were basically bald in the middle. So yes, I know they're not touring tires, they're more sporty, but still expect them to last a little bit longer, especially the front tire. I was so surprised that the front tire was actually as well on its way out. So good thing I got both the rear and the front. So yeah, my initial thoughts, it feels, I don't know how to describe it, it feels rounder than the Bridgestone. They, by the way, like, spoiler alert, I'm not going to be riding very hard today because obviously the tires are brand new, and I did some research, the manufacturer and Michelin, and people say, like, just to kind of take it easy for the first 100 kilometers. So I thought, you know what, let's do a video and let's see what my initial reactions are. A little bit about the tire. So it's a Road 6 2 CT Plus. The Plus on the CT is a bit of a misconception. People get it confused, thinking it's like there's like something more grippier or lasting longer. So according to Michelin, these tires are 15% more efficient in the rain compared to the Road 6, and they're meant to last 10% more. I hope I didn't get these mixed up because I do that quite a lot. So back to the 2CT, what does that mean? So it's dual compound. So in the middle, got a harder rubber that basically, you know, especially for me who does a bit of touring, it's nice that the middle is a bit harder, because like I said, Battlax tires, they after Scotland they came back basically square, and you can feel it, you know, when you corner, you can kind of feel where you go from flat to curved, you know, you do feel it. I had not loads actually, that's a bit of I had a bit of life left on the sides, but the middle was completely gone. Don't worry, when I'm saying completely gone, I mean it had reached for the legal limits. So for me, you know, especially living in Yamaha, where you've got, that means no speed limits in Yamaha, you got no speed limits, and you got the really temperamental weather, I don't want to be riding around with tires that are past its due date. So another weird thing about that I find on this tire is I don't know, I guess it's because I'm going from, like I said, a worn out tire to a brand new tire, but it's like I can feel the tire more, if that makes any sense. It's like I can feel the grooves a bit more. I know that, I mean, the grooves in this tire is considerably bigger. There's not a whole lot of grooves in the Battlax tires. I really do like that tire, by the way. There's absolutely, I don't, apart from them wearing very quickly, I have no issues with them. You know, they did you hear that? The smell of that burnt fuel, nice. Sorry, back to it. They had no issues with getting up the temperature, you know, and if I stop for a coffee and, you know, obviously the temperature went back down and I just go back out, you know, the grip was always there. I never had issues with grip. And I know these bikes, you know, the masters of torque, they have so much torque that, you know, you'd think, yes, I know you've got traction control and all that stuff to kind of help you if you get a bit out of hand. But, yeah, like I have absolutely no issues. But so far, with the Michelin, I'm actually... It feels nice. I'm obviously being a little bit careful, but I just overtake this car. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the tires are new, so I can't go too crazy. I know I'm going 80 miles an hour, but that's perfectly legal here, and for the Alaman, that is taking it easy. but I'm going on a straight, so I'm just not like I'm cornering like mad. So a little bit of information about the 2CT Plus. So the Plus basically means that the tire obviously has a harder rubber in the middle and a harder like inside wall that extends to the side. So there's on the Road 5, on the soft rubber side, the inside was also quite soft. What happened was it made the bike quite unstable when cornering, because obviously with the soft rubber and the soft inner wall, like it made the bike a little bit when you corner a bit too hard, a little bit unstable. So apparently they fixed this in this tire by making the inner wall, even on the soft side, a bit harder. So I'm really looking forward to going over the mountain and testing that out. So yeah, I fitted these wheels myself. The rear wheel, it's actually, you know what, like it's crazy. Like, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, everything is so difficult. But once I figured out like actually how easy it is to put the brake caliper in, because it slides into the side. It took me like half an hour to figure it out. I know, I'm an idiot. But then once I figured it out, the fact that you can slide in the caliper rather than having to have it there straight away, it made life so easy. You know, on my Bandit, and even my dad's let's wait there. Even my dad's Z and under RS, it's a pain in the ass. I'll tell you that. It took us. What happens? What I do in Yamaha when I change tires is I buy the tires. You know, obviously this time was a bit of an exception because I did it in Portugal. I just happened to go to a garage to service my car, and there were a couple of Road 6 tires there that the guy gave me a good deal in the. Sorry, Jesus, yeah, I really have to pay attention on these roads. So I'm in a back road now. Again, I don't know what it is about this tire. It just feels rounder. I don't know how else to describe it, but on the Bridgestone just felt a bit flatter. Like I feel like there's more of the tire to when I'm turning. I feel like there's more of the tire to, like, you know, to turn. Obviously it could be a number of reasons. Could be the fact that like it's a new tire with a lot more tread, more prepared for the weather, for the rain and stuff like that. You know, going kind of back roads, you know, you got all sorts of things. You got leaves, you got these like manholes, you got cars coming out in blind corners like they own the road. It feels nice, you know. I'm really, my initial impression is that it's a, like, obviously the internet is usually right, but it's a damn good tire. I'm gonna give it a try on the bumpier bits to see how. So even the bumpier bits, it just seems to eat away the bumps so much better. I'm very happy. I'm very impressed. Happy boy. By the way, the quick shifter on this bike, it's the best thing ever, you know. Like, and I can't believe how smooth it is. Like, it generally feels like I'm riding the Yamaha, the automatic one. Yeah, no, it's so nice, so buttery smooth. I love it. So what I do here, back to the conversation I was having. So the way I get my tires from whatever I am. So if I find a good deal on the internet, like, you know, Black Circles, or if I end up in a different country and I get a good deal on a spare set, I just buy them, and then when I get home, what I do is I remove the wheels myself, and I'll go to a local garage here in Yamaha that specializes on both cars and bike tires, and they just replace it for me, and I fit the wheels back. I'll be honest, like I absolutely hate taking wheels off and on motorbikes, especially, I mean, the front one is fine. You just take brake calipers off and wheel is done. Obviously you need to have bike stands, track stands, but the rear one, man, like I don't know what it is. Like I'm usually pretty confident with mechanical stuff, you know. I've restored cars, I've fixed bikes. My Bandit was you know, it wasn't in the best. Oh, I'm going a bit fast here. it wasn't the best condition, you know, when I got it. Obviously, thanks, Dad. Like, it was a Christmas present, and I will cherish that thing forever. The rear wheel, I just don't. I just absolutely hate doing it. There's just so many moving parts. You know, you've got the spacers, you got the chain, you've got the brake caliper. I don't know how the TT mechanics do it. I know, so obviously the bigger riders will have like quick release. I just can't. I just don't have the patience just to end that point. It's gonna take me some time to shorten that chicken strip of the back tire, I'll tell you that, because yeah, like especially for the first 100 kilometers, I'm gonna try to take it a bit easier. So we're on the main road now. This is also the Yamaha TT track. We're going backwards, which yes, actually feels really weird going that way. After you, like, you know, I've been here for 20 odd years and I've been watching the races. Most of those years I only missed 2. It does feel weird to go on the wrong side, on the wrong direction. Man, honestly, I'm so excited for next year. I cannot wait. It's gonna be my first TT, believe it or not, for over 12 years that I'm gonna have a motorbike during TT. And I'll tell you that the Isle of Man completely transforms. You know, the population grows by grows. Like, there's about 50% worth of the population of tourists visiting. About, you know, 40 to 50,000 people visit the island over the fortnight period. And it just transforms itself. You know, you've got festivals, you got all sorts of stunts, bands, you've got, you know, all these like beer tents all over the island. I don't even know where I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Throughout the year, the Isle of Man, not much happens, you know. And I was actually talking to a gentleman called Howard. He owns a shop here called Open Face Racer. I've actually got some exciting stuff on the horizon that I might collaborate with him. But yeah, I was having a conversation with him, and you know, he rightly said that the Isle of Man is meant to be the capital of road racing. But throughout the year, it's picking up now. But in the last like 15 years, the bike scene wasn't like huge. It's huge during the TT. It's huge during the Manx Grand Prix. But you know, obviously the weather doesn't help. But I mean, come on, like you got most of the summer and spring and autumn that you got a lot of dry days. So I'm really happy to see that in the last maybe 3 to 5 years. Maybe 3 years. 5 is exaggeration. The bike scene has really picked up. There's a bike cafe. I think it's actually a bike bar now, which is a bit annoying. But there's a bike bar opening in the Isle of Man. There's a cafe, the bungalow on the mountain called the Victory Cafe. Makes the best pies ever. Honestly, if you like a pie, go and check it out. But even if you don't, it's absolutely gorgeous in there. It's got a lot of TT decorations. It's got a cute little shop where you can buy some motorbike and camping stuff, and also, actually, randomly enough, a small kind of cinema where you can watch some like old TT races and things like that. So honestly, if you come to visit Isle of Man, you're watching this, so you clearly like bikes, unless you are really bored. And I mean, really bored, because if you have to listen to me and you don't like bikes, I'm sorry, man. But yeah, go and check it out. It's really nice up there, and everybody, the staff are so friendly. I really recommend it. Go and check it out. You can tell it's actually quite nice. You can tell a new rider from a seasoned rider, mainly because, so in Europe, what I found is people, because obviously you're riding on the right hand side, you can use your left hand to kind of like signal, so you kind of like do the 2-finger down, which kind of means like, keep your two wheels on the ground. But in UK, that's a bit hard. When you're like trying to brake and accelerate, you can't really use the right hand. You can tell when it's a new rider, because just how enthusiastically he so you like I said, in UK, you nod your head, or you kind of like stretch your leg a little bit, but that's more rare. You kind of give a little nod, but you can see on your riders like how enthusiastically they do it. There was just back there was a, I don't know if it was a learner or a restricted. Restricted means you just pass your test less than a year ago, and how enthusiastically he nods his head at the fellow rider, and I love to see that, you know. Where a seasoned rider, like you kind of like, you know, you kind of just like, I mean, this guy just barely, you barely nodded it, and it's so cool, like how you see the differences of a seasoned rider who like barely nods their head, but you get a new rider who like almost like breaks his neck trying to nod to make sure that I see it, you know. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I love to see that. So the question you might be asking right now, should I buy the Road 6 tire? It really depends what you're doing. If you're a 22-year-old hooligan who is doing nothing but, you know, ragging the hell out of that bike. Whoa, a leaf just hit me in the head. Someone just hit me in the head, and there you go. Yeah, I mean, maybe not for you, because obviously this is more aimed for like sport tourers. So someone that likes, I mean, exactly what I am, right? I do like ride a bit harder a lot of the times. But I also do a lot of straight riding, you know, where I don't do a lot of cornering, like when I go to Scotland in my next, you know, my adventure trips. So this tire for me is perfect. Obviously the tire's new. I haven't done a whole lot of like, you know, harder riding and things like that to fully give you yes or no. I will do another video to kind of, you know, I don't know, maybe like in 1,000 miles or 1,000 kilometers, whatever. But I mean, so far I love it. I do. It's taken me a bit of time to kind of get used to. Like I said, I really don't know how else to describe it. How it feels just rounder. Like I feel like the tire's fatter. It's not. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. But apart from that, you know, even when I was at the DD track and I opened the throttle a little bit more than I probably should, it felt grippy and it feels stable. I'm on the very standard tire pressure, 36-42, I think. 36 front, 42 back. Obviously, I will lower them depending on where I'm doing or where I'm going, how much weight I've got on the bike and things like that. But yeah, I think initial impressions, they're positive. I think they do a really, really good job, and I'm glad they definitely... I'm glad that they added the harder inner wall on the side, because it does feel really smooth on the corners. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe, and if you like this video, please stick a like, and I'll see you out there. Peace.